Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars by Web replay. As well on the north side as the, was this Acid Rain? Yeah, Acid Rain Javier. We got Uxna, butcher that name well enough. As well on the south side as the Azure Asteroid, we have Salk, or Azure Asteroid Von Bolt. Wow, I'm already messing up my intro. Either way, let's get started. This is a 3-base map, 1 airport. Both players do start out with a basic 1 health cruiser on a map, which could influence Ex Machina, but unlikely. Let's see, what else is there to mention? There's also a seaport here, pretty much only meant for transports. Or, well, not even for a black boat. After all, a black boat will go from here to here, while I don't think there's enough distance here to really warrant a black boat or lander. We do have an APC now floating on the field, and Von Bolt or Javier's assigned for infantry. This map is a, well, technically 2 comm towers, which effectively means 1 comm tower per person map, and Javier's thus will get plus 10% defense as his day-to-day bonus, plus 20% additional indirect defense. The more and more I look at Javier, the more I realize how powerful that plus 20% indirect defense. Makes me wonder that he's actually good on single comp tower maps, because that's effectively plus 30% in total versus indirect defense. Not to mention, you're just probably going to be on a regular forward, so plus 40% indirect defense? This is starting to get into some good levels of defense against indirects. It effectively nullifies your opponent from going for any sort of indirect play or effective or mass indirect play. Von Bolt can't be going for too much. He does go 2 recons, which are not indirect units, they are in fact direct units. Big shocker there. But I'm more and more getting Javier games, more and more I'm appreciating his indirect defense bonus. Sure, if only 1 comp power, his power is not super powerful. It gives him effectively plus 10 on single comp tower maps, with the course additional plus 10 for activating power and or superpower. So 20% firepower and defense boost. Honestly, it's like a weak samurai spear. It's one of those things like, it's small, but maybe useful. Oh, deletes his cruiser there. The cruiser does provide decent spotting, though with these infantry units' current placement, it will provide equal amount of spotting. That's not always guaranteed. Got another recon artillery there, so Javier's going heavy in artillery as well as recon, so we've got double recon, double artillery. Von Bolt, of course, has a day-to-day pass of 10 plus 10 plus 10. So his day-to-day pass is better for direct units. Tank infantry. Give me one switch over. I've actually forgot to pull my YouTube live stream to keep an eye on a live chat. Sometimes it seems like YouTube is the least responsive for my live chat Windows what's it called? Plugin or program. It's actually not a plugin, but it is actually a full program. For those who are wondering, I do cast these replays live and then re-upload them 4K 60 FPS, though that's probably not super important when it comes to this game. Got a good shot there into the artillery, and this tank here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is out of range of this tank there, spots it, and probably be feeling really good about his tank position there by putting on his opponent's HQ, so this tank placement is surprisingly a good spot. On top of your opponent's HQ. That's usually a spot you don't see your tank on. That was provided for defense stars as well, so even if the tank did strike against it, it will be a bit rough going. You got another tank and anti-air here. It's always good to go I've been told to go for anti-air before turn 10, because an early battle copter can just simply wreak havoc if you don't have a single anti-air on the field. In this case, there's a T-copter on the field. So the wrong type of copter to go swoy. Because you need an R-copter for that. A rough? Okay, I probably over-explained that joke. Good shot there on the recon. And that recon does identify the artillery piece there, but I believe that other tank is out of vision range. T-copter pushing way forward. Artillery does get back on top of the forest there, make it a little bit difficult spot, can provide some fire support. And a reinforcement tank is in range, just out of vision range. Anti-air, infantry, and battlecopter. Javier, has he got an anti-air out? Doesn't appear to be. So, I wonder if he goes anti-air soon. Both of these COs have good battlecopters, or completely adequate battlecopters. But let's be frank, plus 10% defense does not matter for battlecopters in nearly every situation. Battlecopter, anti-air, infantry. Good strike there on the infantry. Recon will spot a whole lot of stuff. That's more or less the job of recon unit. This tank can't get a strike on this tank here. The artillery piece would be out of range, but he would receive retaliation from this tank here. And with our cast vision, we see this tank also within range. So it's probably going to need another charge for this tank. And now the more and more I really think about it. One of these things, if you ever wonder, is like, I wonder if you want to hear about my intelligence level, I usually have to sort of talk out thinking, what if he does this? Oh, that's a bad idea. Sort of idea. So whenever you get advice from me, just assume it's bad advice. Artillery did get a good strike there on that tank, and that was within vision range, I believe. And good follow-up shot there. We got 2 reinforced tanks here. This one is in vision range. 1, 2, 3. Yep. I wonder, it's glowing blue. I wonder if they sort of change it so that if it's in vision range, it actually glows blue. Because beforehand, guys, you can see here, they've got this visual bug when it comes to replay viewer where both sort of shows both players' vision when it comes to the lit up tiles. But this time, the lit up units may be now a way how they sort of patched that a little bit. So I'm going to keep that on in the future. If the unit glows, like I said, then it's clearly spotted. Good strike there. Does get a boost, not boost strike, it's not a Kindle. Good strike with 3 defense to 0 defense. And actually only take 1 damage in turn. That seems a little bit lucky, honestly. No, that is actually reliable in that situation. Though, granted, it's probably the lower end of 9 rather than the higher end. Anti-air battlecopter or anti-air recon tank. Anti-air going down both directions makes sense. Currently, Von Bolt's battlecopter's over here. Tank does strike tank. And looks like he is... Oh yeah, both players have 10% defense, so it does sort of stack up. So the retaliation damage was... Yep, a little bit lower since he does not plus 10% firepower. Because usually it does a little more damage in turn, but I guess in this matchup where both players have plus 10% defense, it does actually... is quite handy. We do have a tower shield available, which could give him plus 20 effectively. We got a Neo tank to in the field as well by Von Bolt. Von Bolt right now has 24,000 come. Javier has 22. There, let's see, this property could be flipping. That's probably the property that's not... got a neutral property over here as well. So one despicable neutral property. There's probably another... Yep, there's the other despicable neutral property there. So that's the key differences when it comes to symmetrical capture so far this game. Mech is pushing his way forward. Now, overall, Javier could push pretty good up here, but there's no vision. Recon may be used for that. Battlecopter heading down south for the winter. Infantry, Neo-Tank infantry. But it doesn't really need to go down south the winter. He's not fighting against Olaf. Both players now have a Neo-Tank. Battlecopter does a good strike there. Pretty sure this anti-air is out of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, just out of range. You can count tiles of potentially where anti-air is at, because after all, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so you know where possible. If you don't know where anti-air could be at, then you could hazard a guess it would be along this diagonal axis. Sometimes counting tiles is not always successful, but sometimes if you're going to make a gamble, try to make a smart gamble. In this case, can't say if he knew the anti-air was over there or not. Don't think he ever spotted it, but it was a smart gamble and a successful gamble. At least not from retaliation damage from any sort of anti-air. Vombo ends serve 138. Javier starts from 112, so it feels like Javier's falling a little bit behind. But can still go either way. He has a mech in range of this tank. One health infantry unit's not important in this situation. He could also pop a tower shield. No indirects here for additional indirect defense, because this goes from 20, 40 to 80, if I remember correctly, when it comes to indirect defense. Absurd amount of indirect defense. Pops a tower shield, just generated a little power charge there, so he has plus 20, help him resist additional damage there. Good strike there. And this battlecopter is in range of this anti-air, barring some meat in the way. Tank does end turn there, but that's simple enough to kill off, though he may be able to use a 1 health infantry. Probably what he could do is have this tank go over here and strike. Actually, no. This full health infantry unit should be pretty reliable picking off that tank there. Give me a moment. Oh, did I misclick? Actually, that is a bit of a gamble. Max luck roll is guaranteed, but I don't know what fractional health it has. Yeah. Hard to say. I think that's pretty good chance for good luck. Ooh, only took 5 damage there. That had. Let's just take a look. Let's see how much did the power absorb. Because right now he's on 0 defense stars, 46, 52. So and he rolled 5 damage. It's hard to say how lucky roll that is, since of course fractional health. But without the power, this would be. That would have been pretty much a guaranteed kill. So the power did save it. If 1 health is saving. We saved the city. Strikes the mech there, very nice. Is going to take that gamble shot there. Was successful. Take out the battlecopter. Mech gets knocked up the recon. 1 health tank's not doing all too well. Anti-air able. The defense stacking takes it beyond the top of the city. Took a lot of hits there. Does finish off with 1 health tank and got a massive blob here of Von Bolt. And remember as well, Von Bolt almost has Ex Machina. Depending how Javier's next turn go, he may get his opponent a Ex Machina will likely strike the Neo tank. It strikes the highest value, right? Let me just double check. I'm bringing it up on another tab. Von Bolt, greatest accumulation of value. Which is probably the best targeting system. If I remember correctly as well, Von Bolt's superpower can strike open ground, while Sturm's meteor has to strike what's it called? A certain unit, must target a unit. And I think Tabata from Days of Ruin is the same as Sturm. Though I think hers can actually strike open ground as well, but she does have to think the 3 Sturm meteor profiles. Javier's getting some damage. I don't think that was worth sacking a recon like that. That recon could be used for vision. Von Bolt right now is 23,000 income. Javier's at 24. He has done a flip. He's also making opportunity for this calm tower. That is actually quite big. If Javier gets that calm tower, then his tower shield will not be providing plus 20. It will be doubling the 2 effects plus the day-to-day 10. So that'd be plus 30, which is almost as good as a samurai spirit. Which doesn't that like provide plus 50 or plus 40? I Actually, we'll bring that one another monitor while this turn's going. Samurai Spirit is plus 40, plus 50. And counterattacks do plus 50% damage. He is pulling back there, and Javier will grab this Calm Tower. It feels like Von Bolt's in a better position. He does have more value in field, but flipping this Calm Tower is actually quite critical. And there we go. Now he has plus 20 versus his opponent's day-to-day plus 10, plus 10. So he simply has advantage. He can take the Neo Tank to strike his opponent's Neo Tank, maybe with a Tower Shield first. Try to get a little bit extra power charge going. He got his Tower Shield, pops it. Now he has plus 30, plus 30, plus 20. So in total, he has plus 50 this turn. And not to mention, his indirects are taking 90% less damage in total against indirects. Which his opponent does not have indirects, but still. The chance of an Ex Machina is very likely, but plus 50 for this turn, or has in total, is very significant to say the least. Why not attack that Neo Tank? Is he just trying to be bulletproof on top of the city? Only take 4 to 5% damage in return, but will do half damage. I don't think I necessarily agree with that. Sure, he'd be parked on open ground, but he has plus 50% defense in total. Tank anti-air. The chance of Ex Machina is likely to turn. His opponent needs to get a bit of power charge. Just needs to get additional 4,000 damage. He can probably sack a tank into this Neo Tank and get it pretty easily. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Full health recon. Look at that. Plus a 3 defense stars is like 80% additional defense. He took more damage. Sorry. I just love when stupid things like that happen. He took more damage from infantry unit than doing a recon versus infantry. Yep. So effectively he's bulletproof this turn. He does not feel comfortable taking any engagements. He could pop an Ex Machina this turn, or could have, and that would, of course, cancel a bunch of his opponent's units' movement next turn, which will likely strike right here, because we got the artillery and the Neo Tank, or strike right here, which also strikes the T-Copter. Yeah, it would strike right here. But simply not the case. He needs to perhaps try to bait out Ex Machina on this Neo Tank. It's off the distance, so he can sack that. And there's the Ex Machina now available. Right now, the Ex Machina will likely strike right here. Gotta keep this Neo Tank away from this formation. He does not want Ex Machina to strike over here. Because right now, it will strike right here, which will 4,000, 5,000, and then 3 1,000s. It's actually a coin flip if it strikes right here or right here, I believe. Could strike here. Not sure where exactly it's going. It could strike over here or right here. I do not like this Neo Tank probably should just been thrown off the side and I don't know. Pops the Ex Machina. And none of these guys are stunned and they weren't within vision, so likely did strike right here. He's going to charge forward here. He needs to have the medium tank and the Neo Tank strike this Neo Tank. He needs to flip that properly, that's for sure. He decides not to strike that Neo Tank. guess he doesn't want to deal with the plus 20% defense, a plus with on top of the city as well. Effectively plus 50% defense, which is quite significant. He's just going to dogpile onto the column tower. He needs to seize that back. He realizes this is basically a win condition for Javier having this. Javier needs probably to try to interrupt this capture. He has a battlecopter here. This medium tank's out of range. If he were to strike the medium tank, we'll get a significant amount of damage. Won't one-shot it. The weakest part of the wall is this infantry unit there, but it's good luck to try and arrange it. He also has no real vision of it. Strikes the... Ooh! Neo tank gets trapped by the battlecopter. That could be a game-losing move there. He should have tried getting some sort of vision first. And with that, he resigns. I think him being trapped there was the game-losing move, of all things. This Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.